Hi Virgo, we're here to do your soulmate twin flame reading. I'm covering both energies and I have pulled crystals to do the channeling for your reading. So those of you who don't know, I am a twin flame as well as a psychic medium. I do collective energy reads live as I get the downloads. So join the tribe and you can ask questions free of charge at Yildiz readings during the live sessions. Now, there will be a mid-month video for your path as well. I have pulled the cards ahead of time and I'm going to pull clarifiers. Now, you're wanting a lot of clarity and you're wanting a lot of healing. So again, amethyst has been coming up very heavily for most of the zodiac signs. Also a lot of protection energy, you know, with the, I'm seeing black onyx, black tourmaline. Now, I'm with the first card that you've got, it's in reverse, and I'll get tucked straight into the energy of your read because I do feel there is an energy of the past that hindered you and didn't give you the love you were deserving of, and there is that blockage coming up. There's a lot of feminine energy. This could have been from a mother figure and it's coming up. It might have been that you wanted to have children or a child-related dynamic. It may be something you're not wanting to look at, but you're not aware that it's the blockage for you to actually move forward. You have a lot of moon energy coming through, and it is coming through in your partnered energy as well. Now, when we look at the partnered energy, you can be in union with them or out. Regardless, it is the dual energy that's coming through. Some of you might have a parent that might not be in agreement as to what you should have been, and that might have been quite problematic. There's a lot of deep reflection, and again, it's like a cycle that's ending out, and it may have been from last moon phase, which was the Libran moon. And I'm picking more April energy, not this month's energy, although there is going to be a mid-month read as well. So I do feel the transitional state over from the 29-degree point in the Libran moon. You're now needing to let go of something and you're not quite sure how to go about that. You know you need to make room for a situation to unfold, to transform. It's also the room to actually meditate upon scenarios. I do feel an elder energy really protecting you. This is a feminine energy as well. Now, the wound doesn't have to just come from mother. It could be from you actually wanting to be a biological mother and the connection with your counterpart energy. Past tense, it would have been a dream, and it again, the moon energy, it's something that you were hoping would come full 360. With the Libran moon, you know, at the 29-degree point, it wasn't ending. We had the 0-degree point in March. In April, we had the 29-degree point. Now, with 0 degrees and 0 in general connected to tarot, it is the Fool card. The leap of faith, infinite potentials, good and bad, because sometimes we don't know what we're getting, and that was the frequency we had moving forward, especially with the aspects of Mercury retrograde. Whatever has been moving through your path the last few months has actually really put you in a place where there could be frustration, exhaustion, and really giving you a very sharp insight into what life has been to date. You're now really in an assessment state. You're no longer wanting to look at what you lost, and you're not willing to lose anything any further, and this can even be with your counterpart energy. You're like, what do I salvage? What do I leave behind? The leave behind factor potentially can be a sense of self, especially with all the Aries frequency we had last month. Some may have got into union, some might have been to the point conversations might have been tricky, but this could have been external as well. And a lot of the influences don't just have to come directly from your spiritual path, but they can come from external. But I do feel you got your guard up, especially with the black tourmaline. It's like really protective. The amethyst wanting to clear out that frequency, wanting to move forward so you can move towards your spiritual path. I'm feeling a lot of feminine energy. If you're Virgo and you're a masculine, there is a lot of energy tuning into, you know, what you spiritually feel is for you. A lot of family-related dynamics coming up. I'm also feeling moving into the future. I am feeling there's excitement and in anticipation of what you want, and there is a lot of manifestation going on here. How to bring it about, how to end a cycle to move forward, you know, for this connection to be stronger, or moving out of a connection and into this spiritual connection. I do feel all the meditation and potentially the ascension. I always call it ascension and descension. We tend to have descension first and then ascension. And it's when you're having an upgrade spiritually and you're purging an aspect, you do tend to get very fatigued. You can get ascension flu, headaches. Again, the energy will come through in a particular chakra point. Generally, when you're having an upgrade, you'll have the lower chakras quite dense and blocked. And when it does come to the manifestation aspect and the upgrades of the other chakras with the activations of them, base chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra will always come up, especially if you're the empath in the connection. They tend to become depleted, which is our fight and flight, our belief in ourselves, our manifestation, the belief in who we are as a creative being, as well as an intimate being. That becomes hindered where you can be lackluster with certain things and very unmotivated, and it's generally because those chakras are being pulled upon during your upgrade and you get fatigued. You can also get to a state where you're eating a lot more than usual and retaining it to re-energize that frequency. Try and do some meditation. When we say meditation, find the time for self, because with the moon in reverse of your crowning energy, I do feel as well it's preventing an aspect of healing by avoiding the sense of self and filling that cup. You know, come back to self. If you need to meditate and you don't quite know how, do it in a simpler format where you take 5 for self. Then move it to the next frequency of doing things that makes you feel good. If you have to, put your headset on, listen to some chakra clearing music. And vibrations at the tone of each frequency. I have before done the whole 7 chakras, and there's more than 7, and I will be touching base about that in different videos. But overall, those lower chakras will be pulled upon when the other ones are being activated. And I do feel for you, because you're having an upgrade, an aspect of the healing is undergoing during this month for you guys. So it's moving forward, and your energy hopefully will get to a point where it's uplifted again. Pay attention to anything that might be ringing alarm bells for let's go to the doctors. Obviously, I'm not a physician, but if you're feeling something's out of sync, go and get it checked. And it's to balance your energies, because I do feel your mood very silent and very reflective. You're not willing to continue doing something in the same fashion. In this connection and towards this connection moving forward, you know you've changed. Now, it says eternal dance. Some of you potentially may be with a person separate to the TF or soulmate, and you just don't feel this person's in alignment with you. If you are tuning in just to your spiritual connection, I feel as though there's an energy where you feel things are delayed. you also feel the chains of events need to be tied up prior to physically moving forward. I did a reading tonight, and a lot of what has been coming through with some of you who maybe haven't looked at the aspects of what the spiritual path is. One thing I do notice, especially with my coaching sessions with my clientele, is that when I mention we're 2-3D, when we visually see a block in the person, we can do the work on our side of the fence, and that energetically shifts it. Our ego tends to look at the 3D as cement. Yet the 5D, we live an alternate life with this person of what we dream it could be. Anchoring it in and alchemizing it is by doing the work and realizing, try not to look at the situation 2-3D. As you do, if it's rigid energetically, it directly blocks it. And again, tapping into your feminine frequency and working on your masculine frequency is crucial to get the balance there. And I even find when you do reach reunion or union, duality is about coming home to self in the yin and yang, the masculine and the feminine, and also knowing where to not shift the focus straight back to them so heavily. It really does balance it out. And even within union myself, I do have to keep check on myself to make sure I stay in alignment, and it is work. The healing between you two will come about in the energy of the dream in the past. With your counterpart energy, they feel that frequency. You're both simultaneously directly mirroring each other in the same card position. You're each other's dream and you're each other's loss when you're apart, but you're never apart. You energetically are mirroring each other. The interesting thing is, you might have come to a point where you've let go of the past, of anything you lost. And your counterpart is doing the same thing. And I said amethyst come up. You guys are really in sync here. There is a point in the journey where the frequency of our intuition and our receptivity of their frequency shuts down, where you can't feel that vibration. Your counterpart no longer wants the energy of just 5D. They're ready to anchor it in the 3D. Now you are doing the same. Your counterpart is no more 5D, although the 5D is always there. It's like needing to hone in and anchor in to the 3D, making it, alchemizing it, bringing the both of you together. This is very close in frequency. You guys are very, very balanced. I do feel external obstacles, if you can work together as a team, or you're doing this on your side of the fence, is necessary. Anything you need to address, Virgo, address it. I do feel you're not going to be able to avoid it, because I know energetically you've chosen you're no longer doing the same pattern. It's like breaking a pattern, wanting something to be different. You're looking at parental differently, many of you. You're also looking at the energy of where hurt came from. Again, I'm hearing pay attention to your intuition, form a relationship with your intuition. Interesting that I picked amethyst. Again, very similar to the color of crown chakra. Now, your counterpart is meditating upon the past of where the healing is needed. They also know that, like a Trojan horse, there's been many surprises. But they're paying attention to signs and synchronicities. They're realizing that by detaching, it assists you with having your upgrade and then with theirs. There is a healing needed with a parent figure. It could be if you have an ex with children or a current partner with children, or they're your soul connection. Again, crown chakra. Your counterpart might be in an aspect of hermit mode over a potential ending they endured separately to you. They're also now being freed to a point they can actually come towards you, and they realise the infinite potential. If you're together already, again, it is hibernation with the new chapter anchoring in with you to physically move this forward. And I'm hearing, don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Trust that anything can be climbed. I do feel a lot of healing, but there's a lot of base chakra and solar plexus coming through. And there's clarity in relation to where potentially you felt afraid, and where the confusion was in the link of this connection. You're really looking at the whole journey as anything's possible, and my throat chakra keeps going. This card's in reverse. Impossible things, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, fresh perspectives. It's like you literally know anything's possible. You've made up your mind and you know you're going towards this. You know what you're going to do. You know what each time a scenario comes towards you, you will have the intuition. Anything that's moving you towards using your intuition right now, I highly recommend it. You have 4 moon cards here. Feminine frequency, although separate, the energy of your intuition. This can be connected to a family-related dynamic, an emotion. You are moving forward. But you're not going to lead the way. You're going to work with the person directly. And I do feel it's dropping old paradigms. The clarification for love is they know they want you. You're going with the flow to avoid adversity. You feel that if you push, you know in the past it hasn't worked. And both of you have your own individual dreams. So you're waiting for this to come through, but you're doing the work. I do feel you're removing obstacles, and there's something heavy you're dealing on, and this could potentially be a karmic frequency to dissolve and solve the situation. I'm feeling the energy on both sides though. I'm hearing that there's going to be a consequence for an action, so there is a clear up of energy. And you're hoping everyone will be fine. Your communication with individuals is helping you ascend. Your counterpart's energy knows the truth. They're meditating, and again, it could be after leaving someone, a family-related dynamic. They've got a lot of red on this side. You have a lot of reflective energy, a lot of water energy around you, deep, deep emotions. There can be a lot of exhaustion that you endured potentially in the last 3 weeks. Could even be 3 months. If you're seeing a parrot, Google it, because there is a message separately and it's just being shown to me. I'm feeling there's some sense of a, how would I put it? There could be a party you're attending that is a religious party or a holy party. I'm also seeing a correlation to a tattoo for somebody. Some of you might be covering it. The individuals around you, there may be people that aren't operating at high frequency. Do be selective about who you choose to talk to when it comes to your spiritual path. The energy of your counterpart is really wanting to move this quick. I do feel there is movement happening, and it's going to be happening very quickly. It may come out of left field. Anything that you're needing to leave behind in the past, I'll take those. There's two, if I can get them. Your counterpart really wants this to be a nurturing environment. They want to bring it to a point they can come home. Both of you, I feel, energetically needing that. There's silence though. It's very quiet because you're giving the grace of external situations the time to be resolved to physically move forward. And they know that they can't go back to change things, but they're trying to clean things up so it's less karmic. You may feel that you're, not wanting to keep falling. There's a lot of purging that you've dealt with. But you could potentially feel stuck. Look back to where you've come from, because I do feel you've got a lot of strength to be able to move this forward. Dealing with the conflict, I feel, is going to help you purge this energy of BS around you so that you can have this connection. Yeah, you're moving away from what you feel spiritually is not your path. You've had your crown activation, okay? And that's where you're choosing what is and what isn't. Again, I do feel there's communication coming in from one party involved in this, or there's an opening up. If you're in a connection, there is an opening up, and it's something you're going to be happy about. I do feel there is financial relief coming as well. I'm also seeing meditation as being relevant and important, and I do feel it could be clearing out, your throat chakra. Again, I am feeling there is a relationship being built with your intuition. And it may be a third eye blockage. I do feel your energy is picking up. I also feel as though this might have been quite an arduous process in which you've tried to recover. I'm seeing a cutting of ties when it comes to a financial project with another individual. And this might be an ending of a contract. I'm not feeling a negative feel towards it though. Some of you may be actually signing a new contract for employment. And this could be triggering your counterpart. But I do feel it will bode well. I just feel it's the cleanup effect of what you guys are dealing with. But I do feel a balancing out of the energy. I'm also seeing a date of a honeymoon for somebody. This could be when you first met them. It might be, connected to a wedding. But I'm hearing an anniversary. I'm also being shown a restaurant. Now, for some of you that are in England, this could be the Ritz. And it might just be that that's been a dream. But I'm seeing a hotel and a restaurant. Whoever the masculine is in this frequency, I feel the communication is coming in from this individual. And it will be music to your ears. I'll leave it at that. I'll see you during the month for my live psychic downloads. Love and light.